Yo, what is up guys, it's Geerzy here, and in this video, we're going over some useful techniques and some tips that I didn't even know about until recently. We'll also do a little bit of exploring on the new water levels, as some places like Dirty Docks and Slurpy Swamps have been fully uncovered by water, allowing you to drop there again. So if you find something useful or entertaining, drop a like then, but don't drop a like before. And, of course, if you find value in any of these tips, be sure to use code Geerzy in the item shop, right here. Okay, so the first tip is something that a lot of people are making mistakes with when eating the slurp shrooms, which is this. Basically, if you spam eat it to eat it quickly when you're healing like this, you won't gain as much shield as you normally could. As you can see, I only gained 15 shield. Now, if you eat them slower, you can actually get a full 20 shield. Eat it and wait until it gets to the 8 health mark before eating the second one, and look at that. Instead of 15 shield, I gained 20 shield, which 5 health could save you sometimes, considering a lot of people are left on 1 health during endgame fights or storm battles. Now, as you can see, this tip is a lot more useful for those of you who land in the Lazy Lake, Misty Meadows, or Caddy Corner area because, for example, the house east of Caddy Corner has 5 food boxes just at the bottom floor, which is an insane amount of food, and you're guaranteed to get some slurp mushrooms. If your drop spot is any of these locations, make sure to keep this in mind and tell your squad mates, your trio, or your duo. The next tip I want to go over is a counter strategy to a very common exploit where people jump into your box and usually get a kill on you. It's something that I see a lot of pro players use to kill less experienced players, but I see a lot of pro players easily counter it by using techniques that I'm about to show you. I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but here's how the exploit normally works. You're trying to break into someone's box, you place a ramp above you, and jump in like this. For some reason, Fortnite hasn't patched it, and it works almost all the time where you can jump in and shoot somebody, but today I'm going to show you how to counter that. The first way you can counter this exploit is by hugging the wall, literally just pressing up right against the wall, so when your opponent jumps into the box, they break the wall like this, right? They break it, jump in, you turn around, place a wall behind you, and then they're stuck inside your box where you can use the edits and do a bunch of different outplays to hopefully get the kill. If you're fighting against a good player, you're still gonna have to be careful, but they're stuck inside your own box, right? Every wall you go to, you have edits. Next way to counter this exploit is by actually waiting till they're about to jump and pickaxe and editing it yourself so that you can go like this. Edit as they jump in, reset, have the wall quicker, and potentially even place a cone in there so you have piece control inside the box. You can move around, make the shot, go to this side, cone like that, get him stuck in the corner, and if you're quick enough, you can usually get the kill. At the moment, it's the most effective, and I personally prefer the method where you hug the wall so that when they jump in, they break the wall like this, they jump in, you turn around, place the wall really quick, and then you can usually cone in as well. Number 1 is simply placing a ramp in the direction that the enemy is trying to exploit through. For example, if the enemy was in front of me right now, I'd place a ramp like this, and I'll go outside, pretend I'm the enemy now. If I tried to go in, as you could see, it did not go through, broke the wall and didn't break the wall and ramp, which is super useful because he can't jump through and just charge shotgun you in the head. But one downside with this technique is, as you can see, he broke both the side walls. So if he did it on the corner, he could easily break both walls at once and probably get a corner shot. Didn't mean to do that. It worked though. Oh, he's scared. That's where the next technique comes in, which is a little harder and not as practical, but if you remember to do it, you can basically save yourself any trouble with this technique and set yourself up for an awesome counterplay. Let's say you're boxed up. All you want to do is place a cone, and it doesn't really matter which direction, but if they're coming from this direction, you'll only be able to block 2 walls. So obviously they can't go all around, but you kind of have to estimate which spot they're going to come from, and then simply box yourself in like this. And now, if they try to use the Crashpad technique on the wall in front, there or there, it won't work. This is me pretending to be the enemy. Boom. I would be safely tucked away inside this, completely safe, allowing me to reset and kill the enemy. Speaking of Crashpads, our next tip is something that I really wish I knew sooner, and a lot of you guys probably already know it, but you can actually ricochet rockets off of a Crashpad. Look at that. I actually had no idea, and I'm sure if you master this and practice with it, you could do some sick 200 IQ plays. Let's say you were just in a big build fight and you're kind of low, so you need to escape. You place a crash pad, run away, and fire an RPG back, maybe mid-air, and it ricochets off to hit the opponent or just break down the entire build fight. This obviously isn't the best example, but trust me, if you practice, I'm sure there's some people who are way smarter than me who could use this to their advantage. One actual useful way you can use this that is almost guaranteed to work is if you're getting pushed by an enemy who's at the front trying to take your wall, for example, you could run away, throw a crash pad, and fire an RPG at the back arrow to ricochet off and blow up that turtle. So if your opponent jumps into your box, let's say there's a box right here, they're over here jumping in, by the time you shoot that rocket, they're gonna be inside your box, and the crash pad breaks this back wall. The rocket's gonna ricochet up, bounce off the wall, and do 100 damage to your opponent. So if they're low, that's a free kill. It looks like the Shark Island, well, is almost fully back. I'm just trying to get a grasp of everything. So the Shark Island is a little less flooded. Weeping Woods is almost fully back. Look at that. Okay, sweet. It's changed so much. I know, it's almost fully back. I wanna go take a look at the image by switching over to desktop view. And I've heard that Dusty Docks, look, it has a question mark because it's like it was underwater, but it's almost, look, it's fully back. Dusty Docks is 100% here. So basically every POI besides the Shark is unflooded. And the Shark is basically unflooded as well. It's just half unflooded. Hold up. Let's go take a look. The Shark is destroyed. Well, yeah, it's destroyed, but I mean the island is unflooded, so yeah. And the reason it's all unflooded so quick is because cars are supposed to be in the game, right? But they delayed them for 3 weeks. So Fortnite planned on having cars in the game by now. That's why the map is back to normal. So look at all the roads you can use for the cars. But for now, oh yeah, Sweaty Sands. So the only place that's not unflooded, I guess, really is Sweaty Sands. But I think they wanted to keep it that way. Because look, they definitely changed the terrain to make it lower. And they changed all this. The beach isn't really a beach. It's all like junkyard now. No, Slippery Swamp isn't really coming back. I mean, the factory area is though. Look at that. Hold up. No way. Finally. Yes, dude. Yeah, look at that. So I guess there's 2 more water level changes. On July 30th, which is in 3 days from now, the water level will go down even more. And then apparently there's 1 more time that the water level is going lower. And then after that, it should be fully back to normal. But yeah, look at this. You guys can go back to the factories now. And this makes the Fortilla a better spot because you can land here, rotate to Fortilla, or head to Fortilla, go to like this South Island, and then rotate right to here. So there's a lot more options for drop spots again for Arena. So here's the picture of the map before and the map after today's water level change. And as you can see, I mean, before Dirty Docks was almost completely underwater, or at least half of it. But now, look on the right side. Dirty Docks is fully back. Same with the Shark. A little bit of the island is back. And near Craggy Cliffs, that island where I used to go fishing to actually collect the fish is finally almost back. I mean, there's part of it on the right side that's kind of covered with water, but hey, before it was almost fully covered, so this is good. I'm excited. I mean, honestly, it was more interesting with the water covering everything because it kind of felt like a new season, right? Now it's kind of just back to what it was before, but at least we know we are getting cars soon.